my man. So
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSPORT Fan Network. TalkSPORT, powered by fans.
Styles with a save. For the second here. A classic counter-attack, and Gibbs White puts Nottingham Forest 2 ahead. Here's Wood. 1-0 Forest. Has made an even bigger difference there. Nottingham Forest have snatched the lead at Anfield.
Hello, welcome to this edition of Red Side of the Trent. Here to finally celebrate a Premier League win, the first since opening day. And I'm delighted to be joined by Danny Tring. First of all, how are you, mate?
good, even better after that win. So yeah, good. What about yourself?
Yeah, very, very good. Obviously, repping Forest PSV Eindhoven after Sangare finally got off the mark. I like that. Premier Elliot, how are you?
Oh, yeah, I just feel absolutely lovely. A win just does wonders for your mental health, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, takes it into the week. Very nice, especially into the international break. And last but no means least, Reese Lane, how are we?
I'm good, mate. Yourself?
Yeah, very good. Sangare match worn in the corner there. Very, very apt. And I'm well better than I was the other day. So, like Elliot said, what a win can do for the confidence, as you will. But we will dive straight in, chaps. Danny, 5 changes from midweeks. Europa League point at Sturm Graz saw Matt Sells, Murillo, Dan Doy, Elliot Anderson, and Igor Jesus return. Dominguez and Sangare kept their spots. Obviously, Ryan Yates admitted from today's lineup, surprisingly, actually. I thought he would probably continue starting after his cameo against Man United in the league. What did you think of the team?
I think we were always expecting, like you say, Yates to go in the midfield. I think he was limited. I think we all probably expected Hutchinson to maybe start because due to the limited chance, like the amount of wingers that we've got. I mean, it started with a 3-5-2, really, didn't it? Which it soon stopped doing as soon as they conceded, which I was very surprised. But I see when they lined up and they like started with Undoy as like a wing back, and Savona were like more inside. They looked a bit clueless with that, but with the lineup, like I say, it was a surprising. But then I don't know. I might sound harsh. Nico Dominguez is a starter for Forest. His absolute quality never lets us down. Never has done. We've said it many times on this podcast. We all talk about it in the group chat. Is the most underrated player we've ever had, and he was outstanding today. And Sangare, for me, it's easy out for people to say he shouldn't start. It's an easy out. People like to just assume he's not good enough. Oh, Dyche is coming in. Ryan Yates is a Dyche player. Today, he warranted his start, and to be fair, repaid Dyche with his performance, which I'm sure we'll get onto. So yeah, as far as the lineup goes, it was the only shocking thing was, like you say, that Yates didn't start, but I think that's more down to probably certain opinions of the people, which maybe didn't turn out to be right. So yeah, for me, I was happy with it. I was happy with the lineup. There's not a deal he can do different, is there, at the minute? And when he gets his winger options better, he maybe opt for a different choice of wingers. And like I say, Hutchinson's definitely getting him a bit of food for thought. So no, as far as the lineup goes, happy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's lots of pleasing aspects from today that we'll get into. Gary Bolden here says, evening, great to win for sign for another break. Great win to, well, I'm not sure if he's got Scooby. Well played, Forest. I won't pretend I'm not wounded or that it was undeserved. James Stick Sangare was worlds above any match last season. Jackie, always great to beat the dirty Leeds. And Pete needed that 3 points, 3 goals. Need to keep on this with this form and get away from the bottom 3. You Reds, Elliot. A weird start for Forest because I thought actually we looked the better team, and lo and behold, Leeds get one opportunity and bang, it goes in. As the Premier League is so cruel like that when you give teams any sort of opportunity. Maybe a mistake from Savona in hesitating with his clearance. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think I would. But what I was proud of for Savona doing is he owned up to that mistake. And then after the goal, he when he took the opportunity, he cleared it. So yeah, it was really unfortunate. But what I'm just pleased about Forest is, yeah, we did go a goal down, and the heads didn't drop. We knew that they were there for the taking, and how well we did for the first 10 minutes. I thought one of our goals was inevitable. It was just a matter of when.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Reece, talking about instant reply, because finally Ibrahim Sangare scored a goal for us. He scores plenty for Ivory Coast when he goes on international duty, and it's good to see a midfielder pop up in that position to capitalise on a goalkeeper parrying the ball out. But great work from, like Elliot said, Savona to Ndoye, puts in the ball in a dangerous area and make an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, not even mentioned a chance just before Leeds scored, haven't we? With the deflection from Jesus shoots, and
But it would have been offside. Ndoye would have been offside anyway, because
it did come off a Leeds player, I believe.
It touches Ndoye.
Does it touch Ndoye? Okay.
Yeah.
But
talk about your luck there, though. How's that not going?
Yeah,
It's a great save.
Yeah, it was, but I actually thought their keeper looked a bit dodgy, personally.
He was.
Leeds fans can tell me any difference. I actually thought he went down quite too early on several instances. You didn't even get it into your mind, did you? Thinking, oh, Jesus, 1-0 down, and how we're going to react, because we replied instantly. Savona has his hand in the goal, and then Ndoye, tricky, just puts the ball into a difficult area, and I think it took a nick, didn't it?
Yeah.
It's obviously made the keeper push it out, and then you make your own luck by being in the position. Sangare's in there, and it is literally the same chance as that Luton one where he absolutely blasted it, and he hit it well. He just didn't hit the target, and then this time just caresses the ball hard and low, hits the target. Yeah, and as soon as he hit it, you knew it was in. Like Andy Hinchcliffe said on Sky, it would be very easy to do what he did against Luton, just absolutely smash it, but just makes just some composure, and that's exactly what he did. Hard and low, hit the target, and we're 1-1, and we're right back in the game. So it was brilliant to get a reply so quickly. 2 minutes, wasn't it, I believe?
Yeah, but I just thought the half then sort of petered out a little bit. I mean, we had so many chances and so many shots at goal, and then there was a bit of a shout for a penalty, Danny. I know we've just discussed briefly before we started that you thought, you and Reece in particular, I don't know about Elliot, thought Igor maybe was looking for that one on Bijol on him, but I generally thought he had him on the replay. He's got him in a headlock and prevented him from getting the ball personally. But thoughts on that?
Yeah, I just thought it was a bit soft. I wouldn't like to see that given. I mean, obviously, I'd take it if it was given to us, but I just thought it was consistent. I thought the ref were good today. I thought the striker for Leeds, he was having a couple of tussles with Milenkovic, and he let them play on. And then, like you say, it was similar kind of battle for the penalty shot. He let that go. I think Taiwo come on. He had one on the side where he's had a bit of there were two had a go at him, and he's let that go. So we all call for consistency from the refs. I thought today it was very consistent in how he performed. And for me, and I wouldn't say Jesus was looking for it. I just think it was just a bit of a coming together on a Thursday night when I play football. I tend to say two big lads coming together. That's all it is. So no, not for me. It's very soft. But like you said, you were saying they can be given, which they can be given. But for me, in my opinion, it's not a penalty.
Yeah, fair enough.
A word for Lee Clark as well. Get them foreign refs in, because it was Jared Gill that wanted it today.
Yeah,
and I agree with Danny. I thought he refed it well, to be fair.
Yeah, he let the game go and let it flow as much as possible. Though I did think it was tend to be scrappy. I mean, Elliot, first 20 minutes of the second half almost seemed like a waste of time personally, because I just thought the impetus is on us at home. We need a win, and I kind of just thought like there was no energy to us. I don't know what you thought until them 3 substitutions were made, where I thought Awunya, Yatesy and Hutchinson really changed the game for us.
Yeah, I can agree with that. As a neutral, it just looked like a really poor Premier League game. Right up until like the second goal, it was very cagey, very dodgy at times. The quality of both sides was not really worthy of a top 10. Maybe like both of them challenging for to stay in this league. And obviously, of course, that's not where we want to be, but for the foreseeable, we are be. So, yeah, it was a pretty poor game from a neutral perspective, but I'd take win ugly than lose beautifully any day.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you to Binnett, who gave us £4.99. We've all earned £1.25, guys. That'll be in the post. But no, thank you very much to Binnett. Very, very kind. Tom Newton's come in. As soon as Calvert-Lewin came on for Leeds, their attack decreased massively. His CAC had his day. Yeah, fair play. I mean, that was a bit of an unusual kind of substitution from Leeds. But I mean, Reece, let's talk about Hutchinson's impact, because as soon as he come on and we have like two out-and-out wingers, I thought the quality of play was better. I thought Ndoye looked better. I thought Nico looked better. And then, I mean, what a pass from Murillo to start us off. But yeah, let's talk us through the goal, because it just shows how easy it is.
Yeah, I said this in the group, and obviously, in our podcast, and I said it on Thursday night. It was crying out for a double on that left-hand side. On both sides, should I say. Left-hand side Thursday, because Nico Owens was getting the better of their fullback. And then today on down that left as well, because we kind of had Dominguez just tucking in, didn't we? And I love Dominguez, but he does a brilliant job for the team. What I love about him is that he never moans. He'll just do a job for this side. But when you're trying to attack sides at home, you need a double down that flank and both flanks. And Hutchinson coming on, I was surprised. Like Danny said, he didn't start. I actually tweeted as much before the game, because I was basically like, of the sense, well, if he ain't starting today, then when is he going to start? But yeah, credit to Dyche, because he made the sub, and it was a proactive sub rather than reactive, and it won us the game, that sub, because he was tremendous when he come on. Again, it starts with a ball from Murillo, right across the pitch, gets his fullback up one-on-one, cuts it inside. It just puts the ball into a great area. And again, today, the crossing was poor overall from us, but that cross was, into a great area. Gibbs White, unmarked, all he needs to do is just flick that in. All he needs to do is just get a glance on that. He's going to beat the keeper that close to the goal. And that's exactly what he did. Made sure he stayed on side. And yeah, just... I think relief more than anything, mate, because we've all said today was borderline on a must-win. So it didn't matter to me how we won the game. Look, when we're 19th in the Leeds, and when we're 19th in the league and Leeds are 16th, 17th, you're not going to get a good game of football. You're just not. It's going to be scrappy. They're crap away from home. They're going to want to make it tough for us. They would have probably took a point before the game and stopped the rot. So we just had to grind it out today, and that's exactly what we've done. And in the end, there's quality, which is better than Leeds' squad has shown, because we've been able to bring a £40 million winger near enough off the bench, and he's made a contribution with an assist. Well, 2 assists in the FPL, isn't it? But with the panel as well. So, yeah. It
just really begs the question with Hutchinson, because every time I've seen him, he especially when I watched him on the under-21s in the summer, as soon as he gets an opportunity, he wants to put the ball in, whether he's either shooting or putting a cross in. And I just felt like that's something that Dyche would absolutely love with some of the players we've got. So hopefully that's Danny would have said he'd give him a lot of food for thought. So,
well, hopefully it's kickstart as far as career, because he's not played. I mean, I said this at the time, it was a shocking decision to leave him out of the Europa squad. There might be caveats that people said about the squad costing that, but I just didn't understand that decision at all. And it probably knocked the lad's confidence. He's a young lad. He's just come here for a lot of money. And then your first thing is, oh, actually, you're not in the Europa League squad, which will be, part of the reason why he wants to come to Forest, thinking I can play in Europe with this side. And players do get up for these European nights, don't they? Whether it's Europa League or Champions League. So, yeah, to see him come on today and actually make a real impact, Good management from Dyche. I have to give him his flowers there, because I thought he should have started. And to be fair, if he would have started, he might have shown it from the off. We don't know, but just great to see him get a chance, and we'll go on FPL terms. 2 assists, we're going to say, aren't we?
Absolutely. NFFC 1865 Euros. He's put results over performance, and then he's put 2 clean sheets in 4 games, slowly rebuilding. I agree with that. I mean, Danny, he rounded off his day with, like Reece says, with a second assist. I mean, once Jack Harrison come on at left back, while I was saying at home, I was like, just get at him. because short, like left winger playing left back is just a recipe for disaster. And normally we don't target that kind of thing, but he beats him with ease. And I mean, VAR tried to almost not give a penalty, but clear cut. And then Elliott shows Morgan how it's done, I guess.
Oh, Hutchinson was outstanding when he come on. I mean, for me, with the man of match, he doesn't come on without it win the game. That's the impact he had. And he was good defensively. He doubled up. He worked his knackers off. He just looked like he had a bit between his teeth, which I'm going to defend him in a way. I think I've seen that from him from the start. I don't think I've watched him and think you're not interested. I think even in the small cameos he's had, it's shown me quite a bit where I'm like, he's direct. Defenders aren't going to want to defend against him. And like you say, they brought Jack Harrison on and he's just exposed him. And I'm not sure any other of our wingers would have exposed Jack Harrison because they don't play the way Hutchinson plays. It's a bit old school. Get to the byline, cross the ball, beat your man as soon as you can, get tight to him, attack him. And that's what we missed. We've missed it all season. And I've seen some hindsight, people are now saying, it's I'm surprised he's not in the European squad. I don't think anyone agreed with Nuno leaving him out. I think everyone I know was like, what they're leaving him out for. And people can say what they want. If they can pick the squad now, he's in it, isn't he? Like, it's not I don't think it's a debate. He's being the European squad. Like, and as for like say, they bring on a makeshift left back, show him down the line, beat him for pace, get in front of him. Like you say, VAR tried to get involved, but I turned to my dad at the time and I just says, it's a stonewall penalty. They've literally both hit the ground as soon as he's got past him. In real time, it was the easiest penalty to give. And then Anderson took his time. I mean, there were a lot of time there in between the penalty and is years ahead of his time though, any Anderson, I think mentally. I think he's only a kid and I'm not going to bash Gibbs White, but Anderson got the ball and I thought, he'll score this. I don't think and that's the difference. I don't think that was Morgan, which is surprising, like we say, because he's only missed the one, but I'm not going to bash him. Like I say, it's on Anderson. He's absolutely done his job. And for Hutchinson, I'm so happy for him. I'm so happy for him. Like Reece said, as a young lad, he's come into the club. He's been sold the dream, let's be right. We all know he'd been sold the dream. People saying, we've spent a lot of money, but there was interesting in Brentford was in for him. It's not like he's absolutely awful. And what I will say is, it was a bright spark in a Ipswich side, which I know they got relegated, but we know ourselves, we've been in relegation battles the first 2 seasons. You still have some decent players.
Yeah.
We only just stayed up and Brennan Johnson went for 50 million. Do you know what I mean? It's like, he's a good player and he's took his chance, and that's all you can ask. And I know people have got this thing, but they're not doing it in training. It don't matter. It don't matter. If you do it the minute you cross that line, you could be the worst trainer in the world for me. The minute you cross that line, if you put it in and you do what he's done, that's all you can ask for as a fan, in my opinion. I don't care what they do in training as long as they turn up when they cross the line. They could be the best trainer in the world. If they're not doing it when they cross the line, it's irrelevant for us. Like it is. And what more could you ask for? Winger comes on, creates the first goal, wins a penalty for the second goal. And like you say, for me, that's man of the match. And I think he got it on the fan poll by Forest. I think he got the player of the match.
He did. Murillo got it Premier League, and he got it on fan poll.
And I think
Binnett's with you as well, Danny. He agrees with you, man of the match there. I mean, Elliot, just talk about that, the relief, because watching from home, I decided not to go today. It just felt like the City ground was on edge, even at 2-1, but at 3-1, it almost felt like the shoulders could relax. I mean, what was your opinion being there?
Well, I've been to far too many Leicester and Luton games to realise that when we're up on the cosh with this must-win lock, it never really works out for us. So, yeah, I was a little bit on edge. And believe it or not, it was actually the first time I've ever seen Leeds United live. I've never had the opportunity to see them, but they they weren't as good as I thought they would be. I thought they'd be like really, really up for it. But today, the crowd, it did feel very, very cagey. But as soon as Anderson put that penalty away, it just felt like such a nice relief to. I mean, it's Forest. We could always end up being 3-2 and it being worrying. But today it was just so like. It just felt like the storm lifted after that other managerial points deduction we had for 39 days disappeared. It just seems like the storm has passed. We're no longer looking down, we're looking up. Long may it continue, because I don't know about you, but I'd like very much to stay in this league.
Of course, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just to touch on that last thing on everything, guys, I just wanted to get an opinion on this actually. So NFFC Reds, he's put funny thing is how now we have a settled back four, we are getting results. I mean, Reece, just wanted your opinion on that, because last season that was probably our key component to why we were successful. We said it week in, week out, wasn't it, that the consistency was just something that bred the confidence, I guess.
Yeah, we've mentioned it several times. We knew what the back five was going to be last year. You knew if there was a change in it, it'd be Morato coming in to make a free. So everyone knew the roles, everyone knew what to do, and everyone, is kind of knowing your players, isn't it? Who play alongside you as well. You've got to know the people who play alongside you. Like, there was a point someone today tried to put it in behind for Dominguez, and it's like, we ain't going to get to that, what I mean?
And Doy, I think it was.
Yeah, if you're a good team, you know what players are capable of and what the strengths and weaknesses are. So you play, to obviously, maximise your strengths. But it's helped. Obviously, when Olaina is fit and ready, I think he's going to slip back in without that. And that's not a slight on Savona. It's just that Olaina is, on his day, one of the best right backs in this league. Nico Williams, you get a performance out of him every week, don't you? Milenkovic and Murillo, we had a chat about this earlier in our group. On top form, I'd say behind Gabriel and Saliba, I think they could go as a partnership after them two up against any. I know some people will say like Liverpool, Van Dijk on his day is probably best centre half in the league, but Konate is a bit ropey. So I'm saying as a partnership of how good they are together, they're brilliant, aren't they, as we saw last season. So, it's obviously helped. We saw in the second season, didn't we? God, how many times did we say it on this podcast when we was changing centre-back partners every game? I mean, Murillo must have had 6 or 7 in that second season, mustn't he? There was a point where, like, Omobadadeli was playing, Bolly was playing. We had McKenna and Worrell at times. There's probably more of Felipe, the king.
What a boy.
Niakate.
Niakate, yeah. So we
Steve Cook.
we even forgetting about players. Of course it helps. All the best teams in world football have a strongest 11, don't they? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Look at Arsenal at the minute. Arsenal's back five. We know what it is: Raya, Timber, Gabriel Saliba, and Calafiori.
Yeah,
we know that's there, and they've got good players who can come in, but that is their strongest back five. And when everyone's fit, that'll play every week. Just because it tells you on Footballogy, Elliot, how many times you've seen each team play in like the history. And I've seen Leeds 14 times today. I was there for the Matt Derbyshire goal and the 40 when O'Driscoll got sacked and all those days.
We made a comment watching it, me and Mason and Wetton, like saying that it's like if Greg Sweden and I Kieran had a baby, their kit it was just a very bizarre colour scheme, and like some of the design, like it looked like the 4 little squares like Greg's does have. It was very strange.
Like a blue and yellow away kit though,
like Boca Juniors.
Yeah, and obviously we had the opposite way around, don't we, with yellow and blue trim. So but Leeds reminded me really, I'd say, of probably us from the first season when we come back up. I think they'll be competitive against most at home with that crowd behind them, because when they do get behind them at Ellen Road, as much as I don't like Leeds, they get behind them like we do. Away from home, I think if you put a bit of pressure on them like we did today, I think most of the time they'll go under. And that's why their away form's pretty poor, isn't it? So, I think they'll beat Wolves away, but I mean, everyone's beat them so far, pretty much. But I like I said earlier, Dyche made the changes and the quality off the bench showed for us today. With respect, they're bringing on a free transfer of a striker in Calvert-Lewin, aren't they? That's the levels. Unfortunately, we've got £37.5 million winger to bring on.
I know we didn't even bring McAtee on, didn't even bring Callum Mwenda, and you still got
exactly
Hudson-Odoi, new hype man in Bakwa, in the wings, and I mean I'm missing other people, Zinchenko and others, but yeah,
Douglas Luiz.
Douglas Luiz, yeah, of course. Yeah. Just before getting to some slept on it thoughts, just want to give a shout out to our sponsors in Trentside Threads, trentsidethreads.co.uk. Get 10% off using our code RSOT, RSOTT. And a new sponsor that has joined us in Vesta Blinds. Check out vestablinds.com to get anything fitted during Christmas. I mean, who don't want new blinds during Christmas? I mean, you've already got a tree and dinner and all that to sort out, but why would you not get some new blinds for your house? I mean, they'll go lovely with the tree and all the Christmas decorations. So yeah, do check them out. Or descriptions or below in the description. All the links are in the description. I can't even get my words out. I can't go down teeth in. But let's get into your slept on it thoughts.
Red side of the Trent. Slept on it thoughts.
Isn't what a win does for this part of the comment section. I do say so myself. I'm going to start with Christian and Lee. So Christian's massive result wouldn't have been asked if it was a 1-0 and it was a 95th minute winner off Taiwo's backside. We just needed to win today and did it. Wasn't free flowing, but we were a dominant team and thoroughly deserved the win. Absolutely delighted for Hutchinson, who changed the game when he came on, and Sangare too for getting his first goal. Only 9 points off 5th, lads. Yeah, well, yeah, all 3 wins. Everything can happen. Like, was it? I think an Everton fan said to us recently, 3 games in a crisis or 3 wins, three losses in a crisis, 3 wins, you're back up there. Lee Clark slept on it. Superb win and badly needed. Showed character after going behind. Sangare outstanding. Okay, loses the ball, but it's because he's always looking to be positive. Special mention for Hutchinson. Came on with a point to prove, and that's all I can ever ask for. A low centre of gravity makes it look effortless for him to get round defenders, and on that performance, he deserves a run of games. Fantastic cameo. A manager who can turn the game using his subs. A huge positive, and I'm in agreement with that. Let's get into everyone else's. God, I'm not very prepared today. So Jeffro, convincing display, not setting the world alight, but did the job. Thought Hutchinson was fantastic and gave us the extra dynamic we needed to get us over the line. Plus, he spoke very well on the radio afterwards. More to be done off the pitch as a whole, though we have the tools. James Stick, what a huge result for us. Hutchinson needs to start after the break for sure. As for Sangare getting his first goal, it was needed, but huge 3 points for us. Mark Baker, football is simple, but managers complicate it. If you play the players in correct positions, it not only eases the outballs for defenders, it helps create chances for forwards, but more importantly, it opens up space for Morgan White to play in. Cho left, Hutch right from now on. Gary Baldy Nerd, now 1 win off 15th. Hutchinson came on and was man of the match for 30 minutes. Sangare, excellent. Great having Nico back looking fit again. That's Nico Dominguez, by the way, not Nico Williams. Must win, do win. Capanosity, green shoots don't normally appear in November, but have we seen them here? Forest were least worst, and that was enough today. A rare comeback win. Sangare bossing, Amari flying. Morgan White's becoming the ultimate moments player, but we still need more from him. Rob, easy win in the end. Hope this gives us the confidence booster we need. A break and some injured players to come back. You never know. Maybe another 1-0 win at Anfield. Bennett, huge sense of relief. Wasn't pretty, and we didn't steamroll a poor team. But a win is a win and much needed. Sangare's class. Another mark. Deserved win in the end, but that first half was a slog. Terrible half of football. Hutchinson absolutely superb off the bench. A couple of thoughts. Is there anyone worse to Hutch than a yellow card? After a yellow card, then Sangare played very well, but feels a walking red when booked. Tom Newton, last of all, much better all-round performance. Wasn't too despondent when they scored, as it was evident we had more than them. Can Dyche see into the future? As soon as Morgan White was subbed, we won a pen. Great win. Anything other than a win was a disaster today. Great confidence boost all around and for all. I mean, Sangare, it was only his second yellow card of the season, which I'm very surprised about, but it does seem like he's always a bit teetering on the edge there to get in another, and I think Dyche made the right call in getting him off. But we'll go into some player performances. I'm going to start with yourself, Danny. I'm giving you. I mean, I know you've already waxed lyrical about Amari Hutchinson, but I would like to hear more from you.
Well, like I say, for me, he was the man of the match, and I'm not one that tends to give man of matches to subs because I think like you say, I like to tend to give it someone who's been on the pitch for at least 70, 80 minutes, but he's won us the game. And if you win your team the game, for me, you're the man of the match. And it come on and he had the bit between his teeth. And I mean, I read one that slept on the floor. It's like someone says, you put a winger on, you've got an out ball. You've got an out ball. The ball that Murillo's gave to him, it's honestly, I can't tell you how good it is. If you watch it back, his first touch that he's taken, Hutchinson's, is in the box and is in front behind his defender. He's inside the box. He didn't quite control it on his first touch. And then to have it could have been a bit erratic, like I say, it's his chance, but to have the mental capacity to be like, you know what, just slow it down, let everyone get up, catch me up. Because I know, like using your brain, thinking, well, I know I'm going to be highest up out of all the team. Let everyone join me in the attack. Absolute unbelievable ball. And like I say, Gibbs White's got to do nothing but glance it on. And that's the start. And then I think there was a break where they went to break and he'd done something good before. Then I looked and he's at the right back position because Savona had overlapped and we got caught out. And I'm thinking, is you even doing, for a young lad, is doing the basics of football, what some struggle with, especially like a winger, like especially a young winger who's a very attacking winger. So even then, I'm like thinking, go on, mate, keep going. And then when he gets that ball one-on-one with Jack Harrison, like you say, you're screaming inside, just run at him. And he did it. And that's all we've wanted. And that's all he did. He got the penalty. And it's just going to do him the world of good. Like we've spoke about, he's had a tough time. People wrote him off for some reason, I don't know. Like I commented earlier on Twitter, I says people were backing players that probably never heard of until we signed him over him. And just because there was obviously, I was coming out the ground, I would talk to a bloke and they were like saying that about Edu's bad signings and we crap this, that and the other. And I says, the two signings we knew Edu pushed was apparently Douglas Luiz and Amari Hutchinson. And I think if we, other than the Luiz injuries, we can look at Douglas Luiz and think he's really a success. And like I said, I don't think Hutchinson's played a game where you've watched him and thought he's absolutely rubbish. I think a lot of us have spoke on here. We've all spoken in the group chat. The only question we all asked is why wasn't he getting his chance? That's what we didn't know. That's the only question we knew. We all says, well, if he's not going to start in Euros, like Reece alluded to, when's he going to start? He didn't start today. We all thought he would. But what you can ask him to do, and to be fair, I listened to Dyche's interview about him and he says he sent a bit down, which is brilliant man management. It's absolutely brilliant man management. And do you know what you want when you give someone a bit of love like that as a manager? You want him to repay you. And that's what he's done. He's repaid him in abundance and he's got him a win. He's got his first win in the Premier League, a massive win. Let's not, like Reece says, it's a must win. Let's not beat around the bush. If we'd have drew that 1-1, it's a total different atmosphere. We're all thinking, where's our next win coming from? Because they was absolutely awful. They was awful. And I know, like you say, there was a bit like us in the first season. I'd say in the first season, we had a couple of players with a bit of star quality. I don't think like Brennan, like we spoke about, Gibbs White.
Jesse Lingard.
Like Serge Aurier. He was a Premier League player, one of Aurier. I know people was a bit questioned, but he was. And then obviously we signed Felipe, didn't we, in January, who looked levels above. So I don't think they've got a player who I look at and think if they go down, they'll get a move. I know it's early doors, but they just look like a championship team. So, like I've said, he was my man of the match. I'm absolutely buzzing for the lad. I hope he kicks on. I hope he gets a start at Liverpool. And like you say, he's not going to be able to play at Malmo, but if he progresses how we hoping he does with performances like that, I'm pretty sure come January, he'll be in that European squad, and that's all we can ask. So, for me, outstanding.
I'm wondering, I don't know if it's a certain match day that you can make some sort of changes for your squad. if not the next round, at least the knockout round or the playoff.
Next round.
Is it playoff round? Is it?
Yeah.
So I could imagine. I could imagine Hutchinson coming in for someone like Bolly. Because why wouldn't you?
I think unless you have maybe a serious injury, I think there might be, say if someone's ruled out for the season or something, you can swap.
Right.
Yeah. So they'll bring Bolly. They'll like I say, they'll bring him in because he's I think he's going to start getting some more game time because you can rely on him now, can't he? That's all you want.
I think what I like about him, Danny, and he mentioned this actually in his post-match to Colin Frey, he can go both sides. He's not afraid to use his right foot either. And he's got quite a decent right foot when I've seen him use it. So it just gives fullbacks food for thought because you're like, well, he wants to go on his left, but he can go on his right. And that's quite a scary thought, really.
No, exactly. No,
I don't know if this is this must be your dad getting involved. Love to watch attacking players, but the skill level of Murillo is unreal. Best player since Stan the Man.
Yeah,
is that your dad? Oh,
who's his picture?
I mean,
Felipe. Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. Hello. Ryan Yates' biggest fan, Danny Tring's dad. Elliot, I've got you down. I've given you your namesake, Mr. Anderson. I know it's only 1T because you go on about that a lot. It irks you, but I mean, back in the England squad again, and I mean, it will annoy Crystal Palace fans what Thomas Tuchel said that they've only took Adam Wharton in case Elliot's knocks to kind of keep him out of the team, which I think is quite funny. But again, another brilliant performance and capped off with finally a goal to his name. I know it's from the penalty spot, but he's deserved it this season.
Yeah, he's very much improved on like how we played at Bournemouth. I thought he was absolutely brilliant against Manchester United as well. I felt the week where he wasn't playing the Europa game, Sturm Graz. I did feel like we kind of missed him, but I do understand the reasoning why he wasn't in the team Wednesday. So it's just a typical Elliot Anderson performance. Ready, available when he wants the ball. Fantastic in defense. Danny was right with Dominguez as well. Like they work very well together. And going back to that, do you remember last December where we just won almost every game? That was with Dominguez and Anderson as the majority of the midfield. So Sangare, but behind him, it just gave Elliot Anderson free roll just to do whatever he likes. Just once again, just a typical Elliot Anderson performance, and I was very impressed.
We've said this a lot actually, Elliot, haven't we? I think on the pod, I think whoever's been on in the mix, that Elliot Anderson seems to play way better when he's got Ibrahim Sangare behind him or next to him. I think he just gives him that bit of freedom.
Yeah, I said for the Bournemouth game, I thought for that game we really needed a shielding midfielder to stop some of their turnovers and presses. I thought he did have by his standards, a poor game, as we all know he's much better than that. But today he just did his job and he was excellent at it.
Yeah, definitely. Reese, I'm giving you Ibrahim Sangare because I thought actually before his yellow card and before he departed the field, he was arguably our best player. I just thought he was brilliant, and I would love you to wax lyrical if you can.
First off, he was excellent. Like I said, I'm a person just so delighted he got that goal, mate, because look, his Forest career, he'll probably say himself, hasn't gone as well as he'd like it to. There's still obviously a lot of fans who I don't think will ever be convinced by him. Let's be honest. But just to see him, like I said, mentioned earlier, with that Luton in the back of his mind, just to see him kind of overcome that, and because I can't believe how similar the chance was. I'm quite laughing about it, really. And how much it kind of meant to him, really, to get off the mark and that. And then, I thought he played really well. It's just a shame he got that yellow. But, I've seen players be praised for getting yellows in them situations at times because they obviously got away, and he just took one for the team, hadn't he, really? Murillo did the exact same in the first half. We absolutely nailed their play. Sometimes you have to do that. I think what fans worry is then he does get turned a bit too easy But again, he wasn't erratic, was he? He didn't jump in. You know, he made sure, and this is something what like Yates is good at when he gets a card. It does take away from his game, but they don't start getting erratic and jumping in, because there were times where there were 50-50 tackles and he was clever and think, well, I'm not going to, you know, get into that just in case I nick somebody. So, yeah, it was the right time when Dyche brought him off. But I thought first half he was probably our best player, to be honest. You know, and people will obviously look at it and think, oh, well, it's an easy finish. It's, you know, but he's got to be in that position. He's got to be. We've spoke about midfielders crashing the box, and he's in the position to stroll that in. We've seen so many times where you think, God, if somebody were just there. Well, he's a central defensive mid today, and he's there. You know, what was it? 10 yards out, probably. So, yeah, I mean, you know, you can think the only time this probably was that West Ham penalty, which was a bit erratic. But I actually think Sangara's been fine this season. You know, like Thursday night, that I saw fans saying, "Oh, he's crap tonight." I didn't see it that way. I thought he played well Thursday, personally.
I thought it was our most correct, one of our most correct players of Thursday.
I just didn't see it that way, personally. I just think he is one of those players who we kind of get into a bit of a rut as a fan base of it's either all flowers and rainbows or he's absolutely dog poo. When I don't think that's the case. I actually think he's pretty solid most weeks. You know, yeah, he will have the odd erratic moment, but you also have to see the positive stuff as well. And I think some fans get a bit too bogged down about, like, for example, Thursday I saw, he's giving it away. And he's like, well, yeah, because he's trying to play it forward. Any player can play it side to side and backwards. But what I like about Sangare is he tries to pick it up. He tries to get the ball moving. He'll switch it and he'll try and play it forward. So if players give it away when they're trying to play it for either needle, then that's going to happen at times. I know he does do the odd stupid pass and it does frustrate you, but I think he's fine, Sangare. I do. And I just think the price tag has been used against him. And let's be honest, when we signed him, yeah, he was his record signing 30 million, but 30 million in the Premier League is not actually that much. He'll be playing against midfielders who are £100 million plus. You know, how much did Liverpool pay for their centre mid? They got McAllister cheap, but what was Szoboszlai? 60, 70 million? Gravenberch, how much was he? 60
Florian Wirtz, 100 million.
Florian Wirtz, 120 odd million.
Yeah, and then you got Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez, Rice, all
30 million isn't like, because to be fair, you know, we've spent 23 years away from the Premier League, haven't we? We was all aghast when we signed Carvalho for 30 million in the Championship. Now look at the Championship. You've got League One teams signing players for 15 million now. It's finances in football are absolutely crazy, aren't they? It's just the business we live in. So, yeah, I'm just pleased he got his goal, mate. And, you know, I thought he was fine again today, personally.
Yeah,
I agree with what Elliot says. When he plays, and it does allow that Anderson that more freedom to be a proper number 8. And Anderson's, which is what's known as a box-to-box midfielder when we were kids, wasn't it? And Anderson's just ridiculous player. And again, like Danny said, again, at the nail on the head, he's just more mature than his years, isn't he? He's probably thinking in his head, Anderson, look, I'm playing for England now. I'll probably, as it stands, will be playing at a World Cup. And there's a point where he could be playing in a quarter-final of a World Cup against a hitter for a side who thinks they're a hitter as well and want to win tournaments. So he knows he's got to be at that next level, because England is the next level massively. Yeah, and I think it's actually brought him on again, maturity-wise, of I'm playing next to another £100 million midfielder, Declan Rice. I've got Jude Bellingham probably ahead of me in time, who £100 million midfielder. So, yeah.
I know it's a bit off topic, but I'll be interested to see if them three play in this international break together, because I don't think they have. So that'll be interesting.
Well, no, they haven't. But the caveat I would give to that is obviously England are now qualified and top the group. The good thing is we are on this, you know, not conceding a goal run, and obviously have won every game in this group. So Tuchel, I think, with the manager he is, I think he'll play strongest team, because it's Serbia, the first home game of this too, and Albania away. Serbia are probably the best side in the group apart from us. I think he'll want to go out with 2 wins and 2 clean sheets.
They're being 5-0 away. So.
Yeah.
Then just touching on the Sangare thing, I think what I liked was one of the first passes he played was he wrapped the ball into Gibbs White, and Gibbs White got away and got a shot away, and you just go, well, that's what you want from your centre mid.
I've seen that ball. Some fans don't see, but I've seen him play that ball loads. I think West Ham away a couple of seasons ago, West Ham last season, I seen it. There's probably other times as well. I know it's only Exeter, but we saw it at Exeter. I think he passes through the line. Some fans don't. That's football opinions, but I think he's probably, one of his best passers in that centre midfield. I mean, Anderson's elite, isn't he? But after that, I'd say Sangare is probably second best after that centre mids.
Yeah,
Louise, we probably haven't seen enough of, have we, really, to kind of make that judgment.
Yeah, well, hopefully it comes more, and then hopefully Dominguez will get back in as well, because he's a tidy player and we know he can thread a ball when he wants to, but mainly because he just runs and just tackles everyone. Danny, question for you: are you celebrating with a gin and tonic from Tom Newton?
Yeah, definitely. It was. I needed one. It was quite tetchy at times, wasn't it, today? So when that final whistle went, I thought I'm going to get back, have a nice gin and tonic before I go on here. So yeah, tell him if he wants to get me one in next time. That'd be sound.
Yeah, well, hopefully. Elliot, obviously we go into an international break and we come back and it's Liverpool, but then the run after that is the likes of Malmo, Brighton at home, who will be 2:05 on whatever day that is bizarre. Sunday, I'm assuming it is a bizarre one. Wolves away, Everton away, Utrecht, Tottenham, Fulham. The next several games. I mean, I know we like to say the phrase that you don't like, but I mean, do you feel like that's a run of games where we can start picking up significant points?
Yes, and I also want to put this out there as well. Regarding Liverpool, I want nobody writing it off, thinking
we're going to be.
Yeah, we're thinking we're going to beat Everton and Wolves, because we should know by now Premier League life is not like that at all. We don't know which Nottingham Forest is going to turn up, but we've also seen, like, over the years, like, I'm just kind of sick of, like, having our backsides in the air, ready to hand Big Six teams like an easy 3 points. I don't know if any of you guys saw Liverpool against Manchester City earlier this afternoon, but they're not world beaters. Like, if we find a way to beat them, I don't care how we do it. All games are must win. All games are also the W word, which I refuse to say. Like, come on, guys. We've beat Liverpool more times than we've beaten Bournemouth over the years. Like, every single game from now on is a must win. So I don't really care who is put in front of us. We've all got to play each other twice a season. And also, we could go very far in Europe. We've seen some of our like the likes of Amari Hutchinson, etc., all do very well for us. We can get back into this. We could potentially win the Europa League, but we could also climb the league as well at the same time. Maybe also have a decent FA Cup run. So every single fixture, I don't want no moaning. I don't want no writing off. If we lose a game, we lose a game. But anything is possible if we try.
That's a Tom Head speech if I've ever heard one. I mean, what I would give for us to beat Liverpool at Anfield again and the away end just chanting in your head to Arne Slot for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something, because that would be chef's kiss.
Yeah, Arnie's also up for this game as well, as you know. That defeat hurt him last season, so he's going to be fired up.
They've been extremely ropey this season, I have to say. Like, I don't fear Liverpool as much as I thought I would do this season, especially when they got like Ekitike and Isak and Kirkesh now at left. But I just think like they're just not as good. Like, that's just me. Reece, does this win now give you that confidence and belief that we can go on? I mean, like someone said, I think we're a couple of points now off 15th. I think we're 9 points off 5th. I think someone mentioned. So, you know, I do start to think that the tables are slowly turning. Dyche keeps mentioning fitness as well. I don't know if he means like mentally fit or just more fit for whatever he wants. Like, I don't know if we're going to be running up Woollerton Park or something during this international break or what, but how's your demeanour feeling about the rest of the season going forward?
Well, it's frustrating that we gave Ange the last international break because he should have never got it.
Of course.
And Dyche could have probably got him up to a better level than them 2 weeks. I know he would have only had half a squad, but that was another poor decision from the club. Yeah, he finally gets a break. They're obviously going to have a few days off as they do nowadays. A lot of them are going to be on international duty, but he's still going to have a core of a squad. It hopefully can get the likes of Wood, Bakwa, Louise, Hudson-Odoi, obviously getting fitter in terms of their injuries. So yeah, I'm not going to go over. It might be a little bit doom and gloom. I'm not going to go over the top today because it is one win. We are still 19th. The positive is we just needed this win, like Danny said, and that's why I kind of said it was borderline must win, because it's just it's then you're thinking, when's the next win going to come from if we don't win today? And we live in a social media world now, and just the atmosphere, this pod. If we wouldn't have won today, we'd all come on here tonight. Let's be honest, I can't be arsed with that.
Yeah,
and it's just giving us a lift now because we've bunched up at teams, and it is, it's still plenty of football to be played. Like we're only 2 points behind Newcastle, for goodness sake. I mean, if you'd have said that after 11? Is it 11 games now?
Yes,
10, 11 games.
Yep, 11.
God, you'd have said, we're in a good season. So yeah, look, it's a building block into it. I mean, Dyche has come in, and there's no doubt. I think we've been more defensively solid, pretty much in open play. Set pieces are still an issue. I think your heart's still in your mouth, personally, from set pieces. But he's given us. Sean's given us some building blocks for sure. I think if we'd have said at the start of this week, we'd have got 4 points from 6 in the Prem, and we'd have gone to Graz, kept a clean sheet, and avoided defeat as much as I thought we should have beat Graz. I think we'd all took that, wouldn't we? So I think it's been a solid week. Gives us some foundations, like I said. I mean, Liverpool away. This is what I mean. Look, people's been bashing our recruitment, but Liverpool are signing £120 million footballers, 2 of them, and they've not looked no great shapes, isn't it? Because you need time. Players need time. Fitness-wise, going back to your point, yeah, it's not a good look when players are cramping up after an hour, isn't it? On Thursday night, for example, that does mean they're probably not fit, but they do need regular football, which, as it stands, I can't see Callum Owendo getting much at all because I just don't think he's a Dyche type of striker, which is a real shame. I actually felt for him the other night because I thought we just hoofed the ball up to him when he's obviously an in behind channels man, isn't he, on the floor. McAtee obviously is not really a winger, is he? But Gibbs White, I guess he's coming into a bit of form. Scored 2 goals this week. Should have scored 3, which is a positive.
Really should have had 4 under Dyche already.
Yeah, it puts numbers on the board, doesn't it? Because we always fans look at goals and assists at the end of the season, and if you see numbers on the board, you think, well, he's had a good season, so hopefully he can contribute in that aspect. But but going back to obviously after the break, Liverpool away, that's going to be very tough. Liverpool, as we saw this week, they beat a very good Villa side. They beat Real Madrid. If they turn it on, they're going to be favourites, aren't they? And it's going to be a tough ask. If we can go there and get any kind of result, I think that would be a brilliant result. Whether that's a 0-0 draw and we absolutely just defend for his lives. Or, I mean, if we do the unthinkable and do what we did last year. But look, like Elliot said, you have to go into every game thinking nothing's a free hit. But also, I think if we're going on paper, anything at Liverpool would be a bit of a bonus, wouldn't it? But we do get bonus points, and again, like Elliot said, games what Forest, we think, we probably should be winning that. I.e., Sunderland at home, probably Burnley away. We've not won, so yeah, you need to accumulate any points wherever and whenever in this league.
What you're trying to say is we're due once. Thank you. Well done.
and then you're looking at games. I mean, Malmo's. I mean, if we don't beat them, then there's something wrong in my opinion because they're poor side in Europa League terms. And then it's Brighton at home, which will be a tough game. But at home, we've got to obviously start making the City Ground a fortress again because your home's your bread and butter. And then away from home, Everton will be tough. First visit to their swanky new ground. I'm sure Sean Dyche want to go back there and make a statement. It'd be quite funny. I mean, Wolves away. We kind of don't know what we're going to get from them because they've got a new manager. But I mean, I watched them last night and they were abysmal at Chelsea. Yeah. I actually felt for their fans because they travelled at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night and I think they had one shot off target. And Chelsea just very similar to us in the second half. I thought it was exactly same game as us second half. They just put it up a little bit of a gear and beat them. I mean, they're rooted. It's 7 points behind us already?
Yeah, they got 2 points,
and we're 19th. So I think it's a tough ask for any manager there, personally, because they've just not got the quality, have they?
No. Danny, just to finish us off, I know you've obviously had your opinion about the style of football that Dyche is producing, but we've all kind of been adamant that we just need results to begin with. If we start to pick up results, what would you like to see going forward for you to maybe turn your opinion from like not you hate Dyche or anything? I just think like maybe your opinion changes on terms of his style, because he keeps talking about like when he gets fit, when he gets his players fit, his style will really come into fruition, sort of thing, with this squad he's got, because we've got talent. We've definitely got the tools to get higher up in this league. We all know that.
For me, it's a bit like this week especially, I've come to terms a bit with it. We are what we are. We're fighting relegation. There were parts of today where I felt like I was back 3 years ago, and I'm watching us
in a time warp.
Yeah, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, I've gone from last year where take the Liverpool at home game, Chris Wood scores to put us 1-0 up, and I'm thinking, we're going to beat Liverpool here. We're going to be. That took us second, I think, at the time, or something crazy. And now I'm looking today. I'm watching. I'm thinking, these are the team that we've got to beat because they're in the relegation battle with us. So it took a bit. I'll be honest. I'm gutted. Like, I'm not going to brush it up any other way. I'm gutted. It should have been my best year as a Forest fan, and it's been an absolute car crash so far. And I can't mask my emotions on it. It's like, would I have wanted Sean Dyche to be manager at the start of the season? No. Would I wanted him to be manager when Nuno got sacked? No. Did I want him to be manager because Ange was that bad? It's come to the point I'm like, well, yeah, because we're in a relegation battle. And one thing he will do, and what I will say, is they're playing for him. They are. The players are playing for him. And the football's not great. It's not. And I'm not a total football man, but it's like I've said it a few times. Any football that in winning games is good. The type of football Dyche plays, and that's what's seen him get sacked so many times, is when it goes bad, it struggles to turn it, because the style of football is that kind of football where it doesn't tend to go in peaks and troughs. It'll peak, and then when it filters out, and I think but in my head, that's where we are. I think he's here to get us to safety, and this game's massive. It's won the game. I can't knock him. Brilliant for that. He's here to get us to safety. It's just the picture going forward. I just don't see that he's the man to take us forward, in my opinion, just because, and that might be harsh, and I hope he completely proves me wrong and we kick on from here, and like we've alluded to, joking, we fly up that league, we win the next 4 games and we're back in the Europe and we're winning games in Europe. But it's more of a criticism, not necessarily, yeah, it is of Dyche, but it's more of a criticism of the club and how I feel about how the season's gone, if I'm honest. It's not necessarily like I'm not like always a dinosaur or I hate his football and this, that, and other. I quite like him as a bloke. I think he's decent. I think the club's targeted him for that reason mainly, because they know what they're going to get. We know what we're going to get. And what I will say, I've seen a side to his man management this week that I didn't know he had. Like, we look at the touched on the Amari Hutchinson. He praised Sangari when everyone was slagging him off on Thursday night. He come out in his interview and said he were excellent. And guess what he did? He rewarded him with a start today. And guess what Sangari did? He rewarded him with a performance. And we've all spoke about it, and it's a similar with Ange. They couldn't get on board with Ange because nothing was happening. Whereas, if it turns around to Sangari against Liverpool and says, "I'm going to sit you out for this one," I hope he doesn't. I really hope he doesn't. But if he doesn't, he does. He's got a bit of pull on it now because Sangari will think, well, you know what? Yeah, he gave me the chance and backed me against Leeds, and you get credit. You get credit from players, and I know people think that's crazy, but you do. Players need to believe in you. And one thing I will say, like I've said earlier, they do believe in him because they are playing for him. I thought Gibbs White was a man possessed today. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. I thought some things didn't come off for him, but for me, he was trying the right things today. I don't necessarily think he always does, and I thought he ran his socks off. Taiwo looks a different player under him. He's turning around to Taiwo and obviously saying, "Just go and give me half hour, whatever you can do, mate." And guess what happened? They come on, first ball into the box, clatters their player onto the floor. They go 10 yards deep. But Gibbs White's got 20 yards or more space to attack. They're looking, thinking, "I'm just going to kick it in there because I don't know where he is because he's going to hit me in a minute and it's going to hurt." And people laugh, and people, I know it's easy. I'm the biggest Awoniyi fan in the world. I am. It's not that hard footballing. He is horrible to play against, whether you're Virgil van Dijk or whether you're Joe Rodon, because you're getting the exact same from him, and he's leaving it. Or he's leaving an elbow on you, and he don't mean to. He don't mean to, and
Well, that's because he smiles at you.
yeah, and but that's what Dyche has done in that. But to be fair, Nuno started to bring him in a bit more. But no, and to answer your question, like I was saying, no, he's not my ideal choice. Will I warm to him? Yeah, I will. I know I will because the
Well,
players believe in him.
If
If he
you can win football
games,
matches, then you will.
yeah, exactly, and then he will exactly, and that's what it is. I have been a bit, like you say, a bit doom and gloom with it all because it's not been nice, has it? We all know. I mean, I don't want to speak for people, but sometimes when you're going through a bit of a shit time, football's your escapism, innit? And it's not been that this year, and it should have been. It should have been, and I just hope it's just like you say. It's been a bit of a disappointment, but no, looking now, I'm on board. Like that's what he needed to do. I've said it all week. He's got to beat Leeds. He's beat Leeds. We all said it. He's got to beat Leeds. And that's it. That's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is now, like you've said, we're looking up rather than down, and that's what we needed to be doing, and that's how he's got to turn it for us. And that's where I am with it. So yeah, I'll be shaving my head and dyeing my beard ginger next week.
I mean, I think I'm kind of looking forward to when he is deeming the squad fit enough. Then what is he going to do? Because he's always said like he's never been given the tools to really show what type of football he'd like to play. He's always dealt with Everton. He completely was he was more than a firefighter because they were getting points deductions. They didn't want the owner there anymore. They were hoping to get a new stadium, and it was a catastrophe. And last season, he didn't really get back to such because Everton's team weren't that good last season, and then he ran out of ideas, like you said, Danny. So it'll be interesting to see what he does when everyone's fit and when he gets everyone fit, and see.
Well,
what
he's already got Gibbs
do.
White scoring goals, hasn't he? That's one thing and I'll tell you what, none of us would have said that, would we? Like we all
he's much
said,
better at heading than he is at shooting. That's
exactly. We all says he needs to get more out of him, and he has. Not necessarily in performances, but like you said, racking up goals. I don't care if he has a 6 out of 10 and scores a goal every week. That will do me for a number 10. I've always said it. I'm not going.
It's like Erling Haaland, isn't it? Like he can have 3 touches, but if he scores 3 times, you don't care, do you? So you know what I mean. But yeah, no, I think it's all good points. I mean, if there's anything else anyone wants to finish off, obviously Elliot, we've got your fact of the day because that's why 300 odd people are still here. They're not here for actually any of the football. They're here for Elliot's fact of the day.
Normally I'm on here just to cheer everyone up after a loss, but
It's like a bonus cheer up.
It is. First of all, I just need to shout out my friend Megan, who I went to the game with, and a wonderful young lady called Sadie, who I was next to. Great people who are now watch the pod, which is great.
Well done, pass the pod. That's what we need to do. Take that from Crouch's pod. Pass
Exactly.
The pod.
So, gentlemen, you've got a choice here today. You can either have a fascinating fact about porridge or a funny true story about Thailand monks.
Porridge for me.
Porridge for me.
Porridge?
Porridge.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Fact about porridge. Well, this is basically a double fact. There's a World Porridge Championship, basically.
Of course there is.
Yeah, 20 people all around the world. They try to make the best porridge traditionally, which is Scottish oats, water, and salt. And obviously, every single year, judges taste this porridge. Whoever wins wins a special spoon. The double fact in this is there's now a film about it, and it's called The Golden Spurtle. And if you are bored over the international break, I haven't watched the film yet, but I think I actually might do, just because this sort of thing is fascinating to me.
Right. Well, we've all learned something new. I mean, that is mad, to be honest. So thank you.
We'll have to do a watch along.
Yeah, get the viewers in. Tom has raised a really good point just to round us off. Nice to see Stephen Crean back at the City Ground following last week's events on the train. I mean, yeah, what a hero. I mean, if you can't, I saw someone online say like he was hiding in the toilets. I mean, the bloke fought a man off who'd got a kitchen knife, wielding it around at folk, stabbing people. I mean, not what you want on your commute back home from football or going to work or whatever you're doing. So, credit to him, credit to his family as well, and amazing what the football club have done regarding that, with all the donations and sorting him out with a season ticket and taking him away to Europe for a game. I mean, that would be an incredible experience and well deserved for someone that stood up in the test of time. So well done, Stephen, and credit to you if anyone can do that sort of thing in the future and have I'm going to swear, half the bollocks he had, then the world will be a better place. So well done to him, and it's nice that he's a Red. So yeah, hope he has a speedy recovery. So no, thank you very much for everyone that's joined us on the pod.
Before we go,
on, Danny.
We haven't congratulated the City Ground for doing a minute silence.
Oh, I know, yeah, bloody hell, yeah.
we got one today.
Oh yeah, I mean,
there was a lot of which makes it 10 times worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's amazing. Though. I do love the Remembrance Sunday days. They're amazing.
Yeah, the one when we played Derby, I think when Graben scored. Yeah, it was when Graben scored, when Forza did the display. Yeah, that was a proper day. That
Nature Pride, done it. Like you say, moments like you say with the Stephen Crean kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic. So thank you very much for everyone joining us. Obviously, do check out our sponsors description in the description. They're all there. Vesta Blinds and Trent Side Threads. Until next time. Yours is always there.
Yeah, I'm trying to run a business here,
I'm going to let him behind the curtain, Reese. That you're just doing the pod. You're not. Where's that? Where's the money going into the bank account? No, nothing.
I didn't charge you for my appearances.
Oh, that's what it is. I see. Well, you can also get some delivery around Christmas. It's going to be busy, so send Reese to whatever corner of the country that you want. He'll go there. If you
could have brought someone a package back from Austria this week.
Yeah, could have. Well, maybe when you go to Utrecht or wherever next. But no. Did you enjoy Graz, by the way? Was it good?
Yeah, a lot of travelling because it is in a bit of an awkward spot in Austria. But thankfully, all the travelling flowed, and fortunately, we did get a goal. But I mean, look, this as fans, this is what we've dreamed of, isn't it? It would have been nice to get some more time to enjoy Graz, but you just got to enjoy these European trips, haven't you? Obviously, I got another game in the night after, which was good. shout out to Admiria Wacker and their ultras who got some stickers off them. Sent them a picture today at the City Ground. Said I would do. So, yeah, I'm going to do the same for Utrecht. Hopefully get another couple of games in. One at least, along with Utrecht. So, yeah, like I say, you got to enjoy it, haven't you? And hopefully we can go as far as possible in this tournament.
Definitely. Well, if you do are at a loose end during international break, I'm sure we'll be doing some pods. I think we're doing a Marinakis signing special, aren't we, Reece, or something like that?
That was for a while ago, but I think we said we'd talk about, I think 12 players, didn't we signed in the summer. We'll probably do a bit of a review on them so far, I guess, and where we maybe see. I mean, Hutchinson's completely changed, hasn't it, today? I would have said he's going out on loan before today. So such is football.
Yeah, that's it.
We might do a porridge watch along if we're desperate.
Yeah. And if we can, I think we might, if we can get enough people on, we can probably do a quiz of some form during the break.
Lovely. All right. Well, that's all good stuff to look forward to during the break if you're not watching England as well. Obviously, thank you very much for joining us. If you did enjoy the pod, do drop us a like, drop us a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Come on, you Reds. We finally won a game. Come on.